Yeah.
Ready, Madam Clerk?
Yep, you are streaming now.
All right, we're back in session.
And Joe's singing.
All right, miscellaneous matters. The following matters will be discussed and possible action taken by the town board unless otherwise noted. Item A, proposed 2018 town of Vernon budget. Madam Clerk, do you want to take a lead
yes.
on that and explain what you
What we did
up
do,
here?
as at the last budget meeting that we had with the finance committee members, you had asked for the tax rate to be at 211 and to take a contingency at a level at 103,000. And working with the finance, Tom Tomasek from the finance committee, that's what we did do. We also, instead of borrowing the 400,000, we suggested that the town board just borrow the 200,000, use the remainder out of the contingency. We also spoke with the auditor and the bank about the other, there's an additional 25,000 that was an unspent proceeds from a loan. All that stuff is going to be available to you at a later time. Your contingency fund is currently at 276,000, and the auditor and finance committee suggested the town board leave it that way for now because it's just a best guess estimate at where we're going to end up after the end of the year. So what you have before you is a balanced budget based on no borrowing for 2018. You're just going to utilize some of your contingency fund, and as I stated, you're at the 211. You saw that the assessed value came in today at 1210, so that went up, I think, an additional 2 million. But
Six.
right, so that changed our tax rate from 209 to 211. So that was corrected also.
Okay.
The only thing I did want to tell the board is to get it to the 211, there was approximately $4,000 that we did have to add, and that's the only thing that I'd like the town board, if they could go to their, you're going to go into, after, I'm just trying to get there. You're going to revenues, it's page 1 of, expenditures. And I want you to turn to, I'm going to show you where I put the 4,000, and you can put that 4,000 wherever you feel is necessary. But currently, if you go to the I think it's the very last page of your expenditures. Your expenditure page has a little star in the top. And then you go page, I want to take you to where I put that.
What is the line item number?
I'm trying to get there, sir.
Oh.
This, you're going to go to line item 419. 420.
420?
420.
Other general government?
Right. I figured, just, and like I said, you can move that anywhere. That used to be 21,000, it's now 25,000. And if you want to put that in wherever you want to put, I just put it there to put $4,000 somewhere. So wherever you want to, move that. But that, we do have to find $4,000 worth of expenses to get it at the 211. It was like 2.10996. So that's the only thing the board really has to. Otherwise, the finance committee and auditor did everything you asked them to do.
Did you run this past Howard at all?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said it's perfect. He's very happy.
Oh, okay.
So is and Tom Tomasek. That's what I was doing all day today. Is mainly Tom Tomasek and I. But then I wanted the auditor to see the final document. He did see that. There was a couple issues we wanted to make sure that formulas were working correctly. They are. So everything that you worked on for the past over a month, because you started this in September, you're at a balanced budget.
So we got 276,000.
Yeah. Yes. Approximately until the year ends up, that's what we're guesstimating you're going to be at.
So if that does work out, we could always use that instead of borrowing the 200,000, then couldn't we?
The auditor and Tom suggested that you still, because you budgeted 400,000 and he had, it doesn't look very good if you anticipated borrowing 400,000. Right, so you said you should at a minimum do the 200,000 because you know you have over 267,000 of expenditures just on DPW equipment.
Yeah.
So I did put Citizens Bank on notice that the board possibly will be doing the 200, but that really is your decision. But that's one thing Tom Tomasek recommended is to stay at the 200.
Well, do we need to borrow it? We're gonna run out of money in December if we don't borrow it?
No,
Okay, so we can just play it by ear.
right.
You know what, Madam Clerk, there's DPW.
You have to go to the expenditures,
Right.
and if you go to, are you looking for the DPW departments?
Yeah,
Okay,
okay, I
so,
got it here, it's, all right.
yeah, so if you want to stick that
Pages were stuck together.
in roads or wherever you want to put it, that's the only change you really need to make tonight is putting.
Well, that's what I was looking at, I was looking at,
Take the 25 and drop it down to the 17.5.
well, we got 4,000, you're right? Kim?
Right, yeah, so you gotta, if you want to,
So right now, in overlay and seal coat,
Yeah.
because we ran over budget this year from the bidding process,
Oh.
because of the oil went up and all of it.
We gotta redo those two roads we didn't plan.
Right, and they were jacking around with that, so we've got 270,000, and we're 94 low, we could put that 4,000 right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put 274, and
that's the only thing I wanted to make you aware of, wherever you want to put it, I just want to make sure that you know you got to move 4,000, yeah.
Somewhere.
those are my thoughts, put it in DPW roads.
It seems to be the place that's gonna need it the most.
Well, we
We're
got
aware of
culverts,
right now.
you know, this year we had them 3 culverts that just surprised everybody.
Yeah.
We may have some more of that because
I
that
don't know
stuff is
some.
getting 30, 35 years old, they're
You
rotting out.
said.
Hey, wherever we stick it here, we don't need it anyway, so it doesn't matter, we can always
Yeah,
make a resolution to move money around.
right, right.
The only other issue you have, unrelated to your budget's fine, we'll move, if that's what the consensus of the board is, but your stormwater, we're doing the calculations now on the spreadsheet. So far in the spreadsheet, we have $84,000 worth of revenue on the $22 per ERU for stormwater, and your budget's $98,000. I mean, you know, I have Matt working on that now, and I know I copied you on the email because I wanted you to see that the only new calculations you get is for new development that's currently built, so Siege wouldn't come under because they're not up and running yet. But I think there's only 2 big properties that we have to add into here, and then a few.
Yeah, but I think that's gonna be good, I talked that over with John,
Well, what I'm pointing out is this is not a balanced budget. Your stormwater, I don't know what you want to do there. But if you go to your stormwater page, it's page 10.
Page 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I need an answer on this because the tax bills, this is based on your budget. And there's, I mean, you do have, I think, 8,800 of stormwater that you could take. I don't know how you want to balance that.
Well, it shows that we've got 98,228 for revenues, and it shows that we've
You don't.
spent.
You don't have, I'm telling you, right, you don't have $98,000 worth of revenues.
Why don't we put the $4,000 in there then?
That's, That's a whole different fund. You don't levy for, you special
Well, I know
assess.
it's a special assessment.
It's two different funds.
Well, then I think it's just fine. If we need to put money into it, we'll put it in there for the end of the year.
So you wanted to go for the 90, that's just all I just need to know.
The expenses, you mean? The
Right.
98? What's the anticipated revenue?
So far, we're at 84,643.99.
We're not that far off.
$13,584.
Let me find
Our revenue comes strictly by property, a special assessment on
Well,
property.
if you use the $8,000 that you have, if we have that, we'll have to see how stormwater ends up this year too.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, I mean, you can pass this and address it later. I just want to let you know where we're at right now.
So you wanna lower this 98?
We can't.
Yeah,
We've got,
so we need it.
Well,
what
it's-
happened to that 8,000 that was left in stormwater?
if it's, I don't know where the budget's, it's still there, but I don't know where stormwater is this year.
So if we took the 8,000 away from that, we would be within budget.
No, you're
Correct.
still 4,734. You're at 98,000 now,
Right.
and right now, I mean, it's not 100%, I'm at 84,643.99.
14,000.
Right, but then, like Tom said, what page? I want to show you the page that shows you all those. Oh, if you look on the second page, oh, it's not listed here. In your audited financial statement, we have, I think it was 8,000. $88.50. That's what yeah. So we're still short $4,734. But we can talk to Howard, you know,
Well, we've got 35,000 in there for salaries for DPW. And I talked to John and he said that could be lowered to 30,000.
then that's gonna change your operating budget. Cause I took the $35,000 out of the highway,
You took that out of highway already?
yeah. Cause he looked at his actual numbers,
Well, if we can't move it, we can't do it,
then you can talk to Howard later on about moving money out of the general fund into a different fund.
Yeah. But we have to wait till the end of the year to find out how.
See what the actual is.
Well, that's another issue too, Tom, is if you end up to the positive in your stormwater this year.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We still got $8,000 left in there.
I mean, yeah, 8850, yep. I just wanted you to be aware where we're at right now. And as that sheet, you know, I want to talk to Vince about development and I want to see the extra new occupancy permits that were issued.
Bring that down to 90. We've got the 8 in there. We just have to bring that over.
Can't hear you.
We've got $8,000. She says 88, but I'm just rounding it down to 8. $8,000 that we see that may be left in there, so that brings that down to 90. From 98 to 90. And we're at,
Can we not bump the
so that's,
stormwater fee up here?
We did, didn't we?
yeah, we bumped it up to 22.
Yeah, what's it now? What was it this year?
14,
14, so we bumped it up
15.
$8.
right. Yeah, because of the
increase in
41,000
culvert cost and everything.
yeah,
that we
you have
gotta buy.
$41,000 just in
Yeah.
culverts that need to be rebuilt.
That's what
That's
it's
been as
costing
high
us.
as 32, hasn't it, in some years?
Yes, yes. When they,
We're at 22 now.
Yeah.
Not that you, I mean, you're still good to go, I just wanted you to be aware of where we're at. You're still,
It's gonna come in. It'll be good.
so I just wanted to let you know what we did today and where we're at, and,
Anybody got any questions?
Budget's like a general guide,
yeah.
Well, we usually do pretty good with it, stick pretty much to it.
So I'll just move that 4,000 into roads, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so that's the only change I'm gonna make. So you're good to present it to your residents?
I'm good. What do you think, guys? What's our consensus here?
Alrighty.
So, you wanna act on this motion? Well, we're doing it here.
I did, just so the board knows, I did count the 15 days, because I have to do a special notice. So I could do it on Monday. Do the, you know, start publishing and getting it in the paper. Anytime after, from November 7th on.
Well, Ron was available 14th, 15th, and 27th, you said,
No, he
right?
could not do, he cannot do the 14th, 15th, or the 27th.
Oh, these are the do not, okay.
do we usually do this on a Thursday board meeting? Or we have a special?
We've always done it on a Tuesday.
Have a
So
special
he's not
board?
available Tuesday, Thursday he's available,
That's town board,
16th.
that's town board.
Town board's that, you could do it on the 9th. You don't have a board meeting on the 9th.
Ninth is what?
You have a board meeting on the 2nd, nothing on the 9th. Board meetings on the 2nd and the 16th. Nothing here, and you have plan commission here.
Do it on the ninth?
You have nothing on the 9th.
I'm good for tonight.
Ninth? Sure.
November 9th?
You get 6 o'clock, 6:30, or 7?
Whatever you decide. You gotta do that in your,
That'll be a public, that's the public hearing on it.
yeah, you're gonna set the public hearing, and then you're gonna set, your motion is, you're gonna do two motions. One, to set your public hearing at a date and time set forth, and also a special town meeting pursuant to chapter 6012 at a specific date and time.
Okay. What time you wanna do it, guys?
Stay consistent, say 6.
Hmm?
6, stay consistent.
Okay, that's good for me.
6 o'clock on the ninth.
So I'll make a motion to establish November 9th at 6 o'clock for a public hearing for the 2018 proposed town government budget, and direct town clerk to give notice of the same as required by law.
Got it.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any more discussion? Everybody can make it? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Now, the next motion, to establish special meeting electors.
Is that the same day and time?
Yes. Immediately after the public hearing, you would set a special town meeting and instruct the clerk to give proper
Okay,
notice.
I'll make that motion.
And it was the same date and time, correct, Supervisor Millies?
Yep. Thursday, second.
That's what I heard.
Yep.
I heard his fist.
You hear?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Did you garbage?
No, here.
Okay,
Go ahead, put it right.
that's good.
What's the garbage?
That's garbage pile, yep.
All right.
Did you write that date somewhere?
Gotta clean this up here, guys, hang on.
You know, we got too many papers in there.
That's what I gotta do.
Sorry, guys.
All All right. Item B, authorize town chairman to sign the county MOU memorandum for understanding by and between Waukesha County and the town for storing and displaying images in the county SharePoint environment. So, let's see. The fifth. Okay. So, any questions, corrections, or whatever? Macy looked at this. Any comments? All right. He says the policy decision, which was prepared pursuant to the town board's request, the same was forwarded to the county. The county has made some changes. I have not made any further review. The town board will need to check the final draft and the document in the policies. Okay. The only thing is Don Dittmar had sent an email back, and they have in here now, the interagency agreement is not charged for what, and the statement upon termination, we will provide the town images back to the town and digital images. So, we had them add terms. The memorandum of owner shall be effective as of the date executed by Waukesha County and shall terminate upon 60 days written notice by either party, so we can get out within 60 days. And that was the biggest thing that I had, and they put that in this document. Other than that, it pretty much stayed the same.
You comfortable signing?
I am.
I don't have a problem with this one.
Well, I just, once you're in, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And there was nothing in there that said you could get out.
No.
So now we have a termination clause in there, so. I don't know why we would, but you never know.
At least we got what we had.
I just don't want to be in your in.
Yeah.
We got bit on that a few times.
Then all of a sudden, oh, here's a card for doing this.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to authorize town chairman to sign the Waukesha County memorandum of understanding.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion?
Second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Authorized town chairman to sign Waukesha County Intergovernmental Network Access Agreement. Madam Clerk? What do you mean behind that?
That is the other component of the first memorandum of understanding. These two documents relate to the town now doing the GIS system for not only the county's documentation, but all the town's documentation hosted on the county's GIS system. So it's one of these two documents accomplish that understanding, yes.
And this was sent to Macy. In his letter, he says it was first, the agreement has been in effect since 2003, and he's looked at it then. He finally got a look at it now in 18 or 17.
Well, that's the next item.
Yeah.
Those are related to the next two.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel comfortable with this too. This is more, these comments from Macy were, I think it was good that prudent that the board sent them to him because he had reviewed that. These are more of a heads up comments from him than anything. So, with that being said,
Based on that, I will make a motion to authorize the town chair to sign the Waukesha County Intergovernmental Network Access Agreement.
okay.
I'll second.
Bill second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Authorized county data processing service and property tax assessment and billing. This one here is pretty,
The first time.
what's that?
No.
I didn't have any problem with that the way it was written the first time. Everything was gonna be free, so.
Yeah.
And we're not doing the billing.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't
Once
do
a
the
week
bill
here.
anyway, so, is
Is
there
there
a
any
motion?
questions, Tom,
Huh?
Do you have any questions you want to answer? No. No. Then I will go ahead and authorize the town, make a motion to authorize the town chair to sign the Waukesha County Data Processing Service for property tax assessment and billing.
Agreement. I got it. I'm just waiting for a second.
Any second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, authorized town chairman signing intergovernmental agreement regarding settlement of certain unpaid special assessments and special charges.
In my mind, that was more of a notice than an agreement. It was telling you what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the county's always been great with the town of Vernon. We don't have issues. There's some cities that have issues or large villages, but the county's been great as far as putting anything the town board authorizes. They
Yeah.
always collect it. There's no arrears, so.
In that case, I'll authorize the town chairman to sign the intergovernmental agreement regarding settlement of certain unpaid special assessments and special charges.
I'll second. I have one question on that. What happens to those remnant specials that they're not covered? We just have to put them on a tax bill ourselves, or what?
The town board usually sends them up to the state.
Okay,
So if there's any tax return from the state, they're garnished from that individual.
Wow.
That'll be coming to you soon. We give them one
State
last,
level.
we give them one last chance to pay, and then it comes to you in November 2nd, you'll be discussing those.
How many other?
Not a lot.
Normally, we wait till it gets up to $500 and then we take them to court.
Is that how we do it? 500's max?
Sure.
Well, that's the trigger.
Makes
Yeah.
the break even with, because it costs us.
Well, a couple $100, then everybody just throws it away. $500, they go, huh?
Yeah. Gets their attention.
Yep,
Teach a lesson time, so.
is what it is. Everybody else has gotta pay.
Yep, we pay.
So, you want a motion?
It was made and
I
seconded.
did,
It was?
Yeah,
Yep.
we had a second too.
Yeah.
Ed and Bill.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion of taxation and finance ordinance. These actually two will go to discussion of officers and employees ordinance. This was put on here that the treasurer wanted us to take a look at this because she feels that some of the things that weren't or weren't right. So, gentlemen, do you have any questions?
Did she bring up any specifics? I mean, or,
Well, she feels that she's the one that's supposed to
Handle the money.
handle the money.
oh,
I
this
think
is
it
what
says
this
it here,
was all
doesn't it?
about?
Yeah.
Doesn't it say it?
Item E
I
is
thought you were
mainly for your perusal on taxation, finance and taxation, on how it goes and what we charge for this and that. But I wanted you guys to put that in just for a review, so you could read it. Okay, this is the one, chapter 50, offered officers and employees, that,
I thought we had to modify this one line though, to meet state standards, which said she gets the money, period. Because on A, no money should be drawn.
which one are
from
you
the
talking
treasury.
about? Which one are you on?
This is, revenue and expenditures of funds on the main finance and
Okay,
taxation.
Yeah, A. No money
Yeah, I think it
shall be
was,
drawn.
A, no money should be drawn from the treasury. Is that the one that talks about who can get it? Our ordinance does not specify it has to go directly into her hands. That was what she was complaining
I
about.
think it does.
I thought it didn't.
Well, okay.
Look at two. B2.
Belonging to the town.
B2 is the treasurer.
Which one?
On officers and employees, B2.
Officers and employees.
Under treasurer?
Oh, that's the other one.
Under treasurer?
Here.
Yeah, there's nothing in taxation and finance about deposits, but it's spelled out in 58.
This one.
58-3.
58.
Okay. This one makes it sound like anybody can do it. This one specifically says it's gotta be the treasurer.
Right. And you don't have to worry, I'll never make a deposit again. She can do it.
You know, and with the deposit, it says as soon as practical. Doesn't mean it's gotta be there every day. We pay quite a bit of money for her to run to the bank. Mileage fees.
Well, she doesn't go to the bank every day.
Oh.
Your mileage, I think she goes twice a week.
Seems like it was.
I don't, during tax time she will.
I mean, the last sheet we got for her mileage, it was quite a bit. Going to the bank all the time.
Well, you put that on the agenda, but the agenda item is who makes the deposits, and it's clear.
You'd have to check the law with the state and the feds to see if that still holds. I know when I was working, they could not charge mileage from, if they went and dropped something off at UPS or something, they couldn't go home from there and charge the whole mileage, which I think is what she's doing.
Yeah, but that sheet had a lot of trips to the bank.
Yeah.
Well, it says she's supposed to deposit as soon as possible, so.
That's practical, not possible.
so what do you wanna do with this, gentlemen?
Send it to ordinance.
Well, this is more for our review than anything else, isn't it, Tom? We're not gonna make
Well, if
any
everybody
change.
thinks it says what it says, and everybody's happy with it, we don't have to do anything with it.
No,
No, I don't need to change it. I would like to discuss that deposit thing to cut back on the mileage to the bank.
Well, that's a different agenda. item.
Yeah.
You want that on the next agenda?
Sure.
Okay.
Gotta go to ordinance and do some wording, or?
yeah,
On this one?
not on that, on
58.
I think that's pretty well.
It's pretty clear.
It's pretty clear.
58's good. This is the one that sounded
ambiguous?
What drove you to 58? It's gotta be in here somewhere, right?
It's a whole nother ordinance.
Okay.
These are
23.
two different ordinances.
That line right there, that's the one that's.
58.3.
Yeah,
Two.
right there.
Deposit town fund as soon as practical funds again.
As soon as practical, as soon as practical.
That could be once a week.
True. Yeah, town treasurer shall deposit as soon as practical.
Doesn't say as soon as possible.
Yeah. And 23-4 is the one that we redid a couple of years ago.
Revenue and expenditure?
Yeah.
That's a good ordinance.
So,
I wonder what this is brought up specifically for. Especially item B.
so, anybody,
That's it.
like I said, 23 was more of a review for everyone, because we're in finance and taxation. So I thought that would be a good caveat to go
Sure.
into that. 58, where officers and employees, is
Yep.
actually the one.
D1A, town treasurer shall receive, take charge of all money belonging to the town, period.
Okay.
The only problem is it doesn't say first.
So what do you wanna do with it, guys?
I think it reads fine.
Yeah, I only need to change that.
Consensus?
Let it go.
So, no action
No.
on F and no action on G.
It's more an understanding, I think, than,
Okay.
We can talk more about this one next meeting.
Yes, I have that on there, Supervisor Millies.
trash it.
Trash. Trash.
Okay. H, ordinance 2017-6, bond for collection of county and state taxes, town board, Madam Clerk.
At the budget hearing, the town board had all the bonds taken out, knowing that you do have this opportunity, as many other communities also utilize. You can see in your packet what Citizens Bank has as far as responsibility for the town's funds. So the town board had directed a ordinance be drafted. This has been approved by Attorney John Macy, and it's ready for your review and approval, possible approval. Mr. Chairman?
Any questions, gentlemen?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2017-06 relating to the collection of state and county taxes by the town treasurer.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion?
All this means is that we're not
Paying a bond.
We're not paying a bond for.
No, because they went up substantially.
Yeah, not in that, but it's covered under.
She's still bonded.
And you are too, we're all bonded.
We're all bonded.
So it's
This is just for the collection of taxes.
Right.
It cost us for something for nothing.
It was.
At least you said it applied more to cities and towns, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I did change the dates, so when you go, if you do adopt, it's on the 19th and
Okay.
Any more discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item I, report on the use of Vernon Activity Center. That was you, Gary.
Yeah,
A little field trip.
Burn it down.
yeah, we went, Tom and myself took a tour over that building, and I hate to say it, but it's bad shape. The only thing that we did with John Henneberry, he recognized the fact that there possibly is asbestos on the outside of the building, which if we wanted to get rid of the building, we would probably have to do an abatement program. But speak of the devil, here he comes in now.
it's about time.
Perfect time.
Good timing.
I'm
We're just
teasing.
talking about the VAC, John, and our tour over there, and what we come to some conclusions in regard to that building is a health hazard. We shouldn't have anybody in there at all, period. There's some classes being held in there. We should make a commitment to the rec department and inform them that we will not, at this time, have anybody in that building.
You did that
They
already.
can make other arrangements, it's the town hall here or the fire department, but not that building. It's basically served its usefulness, and it's way past the time for us to make a decision about doing something with it. There's supplies and stuff in their rec department, material that we can make arrangements to move someplace else. We should get some idea of what we want to do, and take some recommendations from John, whether it needs to be tore down, whether we can tear it down, how much it's going to cost us, should it be burnt down. Though all of those things should be factored in and make a determination. But at this time, at least I have my opinion that we should just make cold storage for the time being, and at that time make a decision about what we want to do.
No haunted house for Halloween.
No haunted house.
I just wanna reiterate what Gary said, that I was over there that day too. So I've been over there several times, and the walk and the ramp going up to the building is a hazard. There's one door in and one door out, which is a maintenance issue and a safety hazard. The mold that's in there is just, you can see it by the human eye, you can smell it, but you can actually see it. The lower level is just, as far as I'm concerned, it's uninhabitable. It's a problem that we're gonna have to deal with. Okay, John.
I've had 2 people out to look at the asbestos already. I'm waiting for a guy to come in and give a price for a demolition. One of these guys recommended. And I'm starting to get some numbers here for you guys, so.
Okay.
The one guy that didn't come out yet, he did see that we will have to have an inspection done. And the second guy also told me the same thing. He can do an inspection, and this, for DNR purposes, they're gonna require that.
Mm-hmm.
Any asbestos removal. So,
It's not visible, they'd have to drill or something to find out if
well,
there's asbestos, or what?
they will take samples of the tiles, samples of the plaster, samples of the caulk.
Okay,
There's several, the ceiling tiles, the glue behind the ceiling tiles, not only just the siding. So
so they'll come and take a bunch of samples and off to the lab and
Yes.
so if there's asbestos then?
yes, and a lot of that stuff, like the stuff that's attached to flooring,
Yeah,
if it's glued down to the wood, you can put that into the landfill.
yeah,
There's certain types, scenarios that you wouldn't be able to do that with, but according to him, you know, a lot of that we can get away with, but they will take samples, and vermiculite insulation, if that's in there, will have to be sucked out. So there's
But that can go to the dump site, right, vermiculite?
well, according to this one guy, he said he'd have to get rid of it.
Huh.
And he said between 1,200 to 1,400 to suck the insulation out.
Wow.
So there's, I'm waiting for one more guy to come out, give us some information, and then, like I said, get some numbers for demolition and whatnot, and see if we could do it cheaper, I don't know, you know. So, yeah, they did recommend a couple of them, leaving the heat on until we get that insulation out. They're afraid if we're just gonna shut it down completely.
If there's moisture in it now, that it freezes and then they can't get it out, those flaws.
Right. So there's.
So leave it 40 degrees or something? I mean, we don't have to keep it out.
No, right, but I'm just saying, it's
So
just.
does it matter if we do it in winter versus spring?
Well,
I don't think so.
we have to make some arrangements to get that material out of there that we wanna salvage out of there, plus the wreck equipment, Scott, we gotta make some arrangements to move that
Yeah,
someplace.
this is gonna take a while to
Yeah, it's not
figure out how
gonna
to
be, yeah, it's
do
gonna
it
take.
legally.
Yeah,
Because
I
being
just-
a municipality, we have to follow the letter of the law on demoing that building, or there's gonna be problems.
Yeah,
The first guy told me because it's a house, you wouldn't need the inspection. But then the second guy says, well, if it's a town-owned building, it's considered a, you know.
Municipal building.
A municipal building, so you would,
Well,
well,
there's
so,
different rules.
yeah.
So you gotta move in for a week, John?
Yeah.
But you
I'm
can
not-
still steal the water heater.
oh, the water heater, there's a water heater in there, there's a water softener?
The softener, yeah.
take all that
I'd
over
like to
there,
take
yeah.
that stuff out, yes.
The brand new water softener over there.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a separate well over there, John?
Is that a lease?
No, that well,
We
see,
bought
they
it.
shut that well down, I believe, right? Because it was Miller's that had it before. We are feeding that building from in here. So, because that well was,
Separate septic we got abandoned over there?
yes.
And there's no way to detach the garage from the building and save the garage?
Not really, because the back of that garage is actually the wall of the living room. And I don't know how that's very well constructed. The roof itself is all over both of those areas.
You can't cut the roof down.
Well, Tom said it was all stone, there's
It would
stone.
be.
It's not even a wall, it's stone, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's,
I don't know what the foundation is underneath there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just a crawl space or
Under the-
who knows?
under that back behind the garage is only a crawl space, yes.
Yeah. So when it comes to demolition, we're probably gonna have to determine, do we want the foundation out of there, or do we just want
Bury it, yeah.
to bury the foundation with the slabs, collapse it in?
But if that's
Go
something
in,
that you plan on doing in
Convert
the
some
future,
from Asian
Yeah.
property down
Yeah.
there.
Use there.
If we plan on doing
Clean
anything
fill
with a
up.
future use there, it may be imperative that we
Get
take
the found-
the foundations out.
mhm.
So, they're only stone and probably an 8 or a 10-inch cinder block. They're collapsing now anyway, so
Yeah.
it ain't gonna be much.
But we should start to work on trying to make some arrangements to Mike to get his equipment someplace. We'll have to, Tom and I looked at Fire Station 2, and there's some room up there. We could move some shelving up there, and move his equipment up there. Probably be a lot more secure, and also,
Smell better?
Right.
Smell better?
yes,
There's no mold over
there's no
there.
mold at Station 2.
Oh, see, with the records being in there, those records will take that mold smell out.
Yeah,
Mm.
When you bring them in somewhere, that's what they're gonna smell like.
oh yeah.
So they've got mold on them already.
We should make a determination, do we need to save those records?
I'll go there as soon as I get done with the budget.
Pardon?
As soon as I get
I
done with the
can-
budget,
I
maybe
can have
Monday.
you guys bring that up so you
Me
don't have to
tonight?
go in there.
They're all in boxes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
they're
we can
down,
wrap it in plastic,
down to the
so-
lower level.
Put them in plastic bags and tie it, you won't smell them.
Better off to get the piranha guy in and get rid of them.
Yeah, if there's something that are just old rec records, we
Yeah.
may not even need to keep them.
No, he's a lot of
The lost
There's
There's
town
town.
records in there,
Are they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Historical.
Historical moldy ones.
So that's gonna be, do you want that, as an agenda
Yes.
item, Gary, for the next couple of board meetings?
So we get it
Let's
up.
do that, and then John, keep after it in regard to update and everything until we make a final determination what we're gonna, how we're gonna
I'm doing it right
proceed.
now, sir.
Okay.
But, yeah, we can probably still turn the heat off, because we're not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
do anything till next,
Yeah, right.
spring will be the soonest, so it doesn't matter if it freezes this winter.
Yeah, then I can, like I say, if you wanna do that, that's fine, then I'll pull that softener and stuff out. Whenever you guys give me the go-ahead.
We should, we'll have to have a conversation with the rec director too.
He's aware of it.
The one thing that both of these guys asked, as far as the
Okay.
removal of asbestos, was that they need water on site. So they must have to water that down, I'm
Oh.
guessing, to keep the dust down. Well, in that sense, I don't know if we'd be better off just turning the water off here and trying not to do too much damage over there so we can still use the water, or, I mean, we can always run a hose across the parking lot too, if we have to, for their use. Otherwise, the one guy said they would bring a truck in itself with a water truck,
Is
basically.
it set up to drain back to us then, if the water comes
I
in?
doubt it, I'm not sure how that's
Could be
true.
the fire department too.
You got
I
a
think.
compressor, you can blow it out,
If you
right?
shut the water off here, blow that line out.
Yeah, you can blow it out.
Yeah.
Shut the heat off down in there. And when we decide what, we'll turn the water back on. If we gotta go over there and dig up the water line and put a connection on it, so be it.
Okay, yeah,
That shouldn't be a big deal.
No.
And then there's a bubbler by the pavilion there too.
that's been disconnected since I've been here.
Okay.
And I think the line itself going from the building out to there is bad, that's why it's never been repaired.
What do we do with power? Because electricity charges you even if you're not using it for a period of time.
Have them pull a meter.
Can we just tell them to get rid of the power?
Yeah,
Are they gonna need power for their extraction equipment and stuff?
Yeah,
So we don't wanna pull that, huh? Just turn everything off?
yeah, that was one of the things in this, the one bid that I got was,
Okay.
power and water.
I know the electric company said the dehumidifier is the one that's pulling, you know, that's what's really sucking a lot of the electricity. Is
$30 a month.
it's not working very well either.
Well, there's a flat fee, I know they charge you when I'm going.
$20 meter,
Is it?
something like that.
Well, I don't think we should do anything till John gets a couple prices.
Right,
Other than turn the thermostat down.
yep.
It's
Yep.
a-
Maybe start looking at what you can salvage out of there, John.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I didn't even see him, he's all camouflage.
Use and maintenance of town water cisterns.
Oh, yeah, that's me too. John received a couple of inquiries from people who live up the Sunset Glen subdivision regarding the water cistern that's up there. That's those pipes that come out of the ground that are installed in the subdivisions. When the subdivisions were developed years ago, there used to be conditions, you get a reduced, some kind of extra credit on your CSM when you develop the subdivision if you put in one of these tanks. Well, there seemed to be a difference of opinion in regard to who's supposed to maintain them. Is it gonna be the town? John said that, you know, he'll do it if the town says that he's supposed to do it, but there's also, those are fire department cisterns. Are they taking care of them? The question we need to ask is the water being recycled in and out of there on a yearly basis? They're in disrepair. They need to be painted, at least painted, so that they look presentable to, even though the fire department indicates they're not using them. Somebody needs to do some maintenance on the pipes. We need to clarify who's going to take care of them. And the conversation I had with Alex, the fire department feels that it's not their responsibility. So it's up, I think, to the town board to make a decision about who's going to maintain those pipes. I think we have 4 of them in the town. 4 different cisterns, if I'm not mistaken, Karen, right? I know there's one in Clearview, one in Sunset Glen.
Is that Bob Klein's?
Yeah, fines,
Sand Hill.
Sand Hill.
okay, that's 4. But,
Does anyone have a set of declaration restrictions, Gary? It would state in there if the residents have a responsibility.
well, that's the other question. I don't think the residents.
Can I interject there?
Sure, Tom.
Most of those tanks are put in the town's right away.
Right,
There wouldn't be anything from the residents, number
No.
one. Number two, the fire department is supposed to test, and those, so they're responsible for that twice a year.
yeah,
As far as maintenance goes, we had a situation where fire department couldn't test a tank over in Sand Hill Ridge.
yeah,
There's a tank down there. Well, Doug, we had the same thing. Well, Doug says, well, who's supposed to do it, fire department or whatever? And I said, we town board, we can look the minutes back up, but the town board told Doug to go out there and fix it. So what he did, he took the backhoe out there, dug the pipe, and found that the pipe had been hit by whomever, whatever,
yeah,
busted off. They had it re-welded on the tank, and it was fixed.
Mhm.
But the DPW did that work, dug
Okay.
it up and fixed it.
okay,
As far as maintenance to those tanks, I think that, if we get a tank that's deteriorated to the point that it's rusted out, and then we're gonna have to figure out a way, either replace it or don't replace it or
Yeah.
whatever, but the water that we can haul now, those tanks are getting pretty much obsolete.
right.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what,
if
that's
you
what
ask-
Alex is.
If you ask Alex now, he'll tell you they don't use them.
No, they don't. But what John is looking at is what the residents concerned
No,
about is
goodness.
the unsightliness of the pipes coming out of the ground. They're all rusted and they need painting and things like that. John wanted to know, is the fire department, can they do that or should he do that? You know, that's what, where the question comes in to be. John said he isn't adverse to doing it, but he needs some direction. The fire department is, like their equipment, shouldn't they kind of, some guys that are, put that on the work list for the day and send guys out there with some paint cans and paint the things?
My personal thoughts are that if we get John to do it, it's gonna get done.
I agree with you there.
Not saying anything against anybody.
No. We
If
don't.
you're agreeable, I'd like to second that. Just,
I just
Let
need,
you
what,
guys
you
take
guys
the
tell me
direction.
what direction to go with it.
Yeah.
I was told by Brian that those were not our responsibility. I even was asked about shoveling one out, down in Overlook Bay for in the winter, so they could get access to it in case of an emergency in a snowstorm. He said, that's up to them to do that. So that's where I was.
well, access, I think, is theirs.
I think they should send somebody.
They got
out
clear.
to clear them. You know,
Well, yeah,
clear
and I
them.
stopped doing it after he told me that it wasn't our responsibility. So that's why I was kind of under the assumption that was their job to maintain those, so.
Well,
I think
it's
it's their
not,
schedule to
it's,
take them off, they're just gonna do maintenance hassle, and the fire department don't wanna use them.
Some of the people are unaware that they're not being used too, because I've gotten calls from people in the subdivision pretty upset if they're not being used. Here they've got this false sense of security, thinking they got a ton of water here.
Well, we got
they're not.
tankers that are better.
Well, and that's what I
sized
explained to
now,
him, I said, these trucks are carrying a lot more water than they used to, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, mutual aid,
I think those tanks hold about 10,000 gallons. I think that's what they were originally set up for.
And what's the latest truck capacity?
30? The new one, I think, is gonna be,
3,500.
I thought it was only 3,000.
So it's still less than.
It's a lot.
But they should at least, he should be directed to make sure that they test those things on a
Twice a
regular
year.
basis. Pump them out,
He's
put
supposed
clean
to,
water
according
in.
to the ordinance, he's supposed to check them twice a year.
That's in an ordinance right now, you don't have to do anything, except tell them to do it.
It's pretty good.
Okay, they might be,
I think
that
they're 5,000.
sticks in my mind for some reason. That
Yeah.
might be, they might be a lot smaller.
Years ago, when they started putting them in the flats, and I can remember when I was on the fire department, And I told them, this is gonna be nothing but a maintenance problem with burying water.
You're right.
I mean, and everybody thought, oh, this is the greatest thing since. Well,
What helps your
here I'm
insurance
sitting
and
here
everything,
now, and now we're talking about it.
Yeah, so it came back to get us.
It was more of a county requirement to get the credits for the development subdivision.
And I understand why it was
Town.
and why it is the way it is.
And the fire department years ago wanted that. That was
Wanted
a- Yeah, and they got extra points on their allotment for having, and the
Right.
bigger the tank, the more allotment they got.
Right.
And some of them had to put them in because they didn't have enough points.
Right.
Well, if John does it, it's probably gonna be done right way. They're gonna have to be sandblasted off
As
because
long as they can hold water,
they should be.
we should
usable.
maintain them. We,
Yeah.
you know, we have to maintain.
Do we need a resolution? Can we just make a statement that the fire
Make a
department's responsible to take care of the testing? John's gonna do the maintenance and.
Per, the fire department needs to take care of the testing per the ordinance.
Already, right. We don't
Already.
Change anything in there.
And all we need to do is policy, we just have John, we direct John to maintain them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because the people, if that wasn't, you know, if I went one out in front of my house and it's in the town's right of way,
It's
not gonna
John's
maintain it.
responsibility.
it's the
If I was
town's
making my house
responsibility.
up there, I'd call you, either you fix it or I will.
Well, they are, I've been out there, I've seen that one that John had pictures of it. It's pretty ugly though.
Pretty red,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's unsightly.
You know where they're all at, John?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll take care of it.
Okay,
Do we have specific colors we want to paint it?
well,
I was gonna
they're,
ask you that
they
too.
should be red, you know, for visibility
Yeah.
sake.
Same as a hydrant.
Yeah, like a hydrant, right.
I prefer clear,
Hmm?
to
Clear.
see what I'm seeing.
Camouflage?
Jeff would like green.
All right, so,
All right,
red, John, and,
Got it.
all right.
thank you.
Well, is there a, is one pipe more for filling and one for taking the water out?
Well, some of them have 3 pipes, but not sure why, but
I mean, should we be distinguishing, or one's red, one's yellow, so they
You
know
look-
which stuff?
Big Ben's got them, theirs are all painted red, everything's red. Both
I'm gonna
pipes,
read that.
Yeah,
So-
good. I like his comment in there.
All right.
as far as I
Okay.
know, shouldn't be any different.
I'm gonna read the, Attorney Macy's comment here. He says, this is a policy decision. Please carefully review section 200-56 of the town code. The same requires the fire department to keep the cisterns filled and to inspect the same twice a year. I would recommend that a policy be drafted that requires the report of the inspections to be filed with the town board, and that if problems are reported in the report, the town should decide what should be done.
Pretty clear.
That's what I said, do we want to draft an ordinance, or do you just want to
It's a
make it a
policy.
comment?
Yeah, it's a
Madam
policy.
Clerk, you wanna just draft up
Sure.
a policy?
Yep.
Put it on next agenda,
Yep.
and then we'll say that.
And ship it off. to
Basically,
Alec.
say that,
Fire department.
Copy the fire department, right.
Per 2000-56, whereases and whatever you gotta put in there.
Do you want a resolution or a policy?
Policy,
Okay.
yeah.
And the fire department does the maintenance and testing, and the DPW does the painting and,
Removal.
yeah, painting and maintenance, and fire department is in
Does the
charge of
testing.
inspection and filing those reports with the
I didn't realize
board.
they were
Right.
done twice
You want
a
them
year.
filed with the board?
Yeah.
Okay,
I know he's not doing that.
okay.
You wanna make a motion on it here? So we got something
Yes,
to follow this
I'll
here?
make that motion, that we
Second.
establish a policy, to be drafted. It requires a report of the inspection to be filed with the town board, and problems are reported in the report as per the instructions by the attorney,
Twice a year.
twice a year.
Second.
Ted, you second that?
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Can you, do you wanna, deviate, Tom, for the sheriff, as long as she's here,
Oh,
so we can get her back on the job?
She's done with the job right now.
All right, we're gonna deviate to sheriff's report, which is item 10B. Would you like to come up and, our microphone isn't working, so you'll just have to.
I can speak well. Good evening, everyone. Captain Larswell, Waukesha County Sheriff's Department, here just to check in, to see if there were any questions or concerns about anything. I personally do not have anything for that. The only comment I have to make is the quick response we had in regard to a peddler that was captured in their town, who was taken into court, I guess, and found to have some illegal substances on his body, so I appreciate the fast response. We normally don't catch these guys because they're kind of get out of the area before the deputy has an opportunity to get in there, but this deputy must have got there and the guy, well, anyway, was resolved to our satisfaction. And that's just what we want. We want citizens to call the sheriff's department if they have incidents of this type in this subdivision or in their area, so that we put a stop to these illegal peddlers, you know. So I appreciate that. So I'll pass that back to the deputy, please.
Captain Lucero was the officer that called the town immediately.
Yeah, so I want to thank Madam Clerk. I actually called her based on the information that we had with one of the solicitors. We weren't very sure, he wasn't really from the area, so based on that point, we took him into custody. And I wanted to issue bond on him right away, so I got some information from her that she was able to help us out with, so we could take him into custody.
So the captain was very sharp and astute on handling that, and the board's extremely thankful, Captain.
For my own information, how does that work? I mean, he was out of the area, so you required a bond. Who's paying for that bond in the case of that? How does that work?
Well, he has to pay for it based on court fees. So whatever the bond is for the ordinance for the town of Vernon, then we add on the additional court fees. He had some other illegal substances that was on his person, so he was also charged in regards to that as well. So based on him not being from the area, we requested that he post bail, and we took him over to the jail. I was able to get some information from Karen, so we were able to put some actual fee amounts on there. He was able to post bail later on.
That was my next question. What if they can't post bail?
Then they'll sit until we can get them over into court, intake court the next day. That would be a situation where we would probably get in touch with Karen too to find out, do we want to keep them in the jail because there is a fee for that, or if we want to set up something else, maybe like a signature bond or something. But he was able to post bail.
We caught him in the act, but there were 3 total, weren't there? There was another guy that was somewhere else doing it?
I understand there was
And a driver that dropped
2.
him off? Oh, just 2?
There was 2. We got one. The other one who dropped him off wouldn't come back.
Yeah, abandoned this part.
Didn't one of them come to pay the bond?
We're not friends anymore.
The guy that
I believe so.
drove him up?
But we don't know if that's the same. We didn't know if it was the same.
No way to prove it was, yeah.
Well,
Talk about a guy with
better
bad luck.
than none.
We did try to get the other individual to come back.
Hopefully that somehow the word gets around then, and
Wake
maybe
somebody up.
it's not a good
What were
place
they
to
peddling?
solicit.
What were they peddling?
I thought it was something to do with home repair.
No, he had something with him. What was it? Magazines or?
I don't want to say for sure. I don't know if this was the magazines or if it was the vacuum cleaning.
Cleaning supplies is what it said in the police report.
Because we have two separate groups that are doing, some are doing magazines, some are doing vacuum cleaning supplies.
Do you want residents to call 911 or the non-emergency number for something like that?
Non-emergency number, they can call. And when they see them, if they can call us right away, because we can then, possibly have a quicker response. If they wait 20 minutes or a half hour,
they're either already into a completely different subdivision, or they might have already been picked up and taken off somewhere else.
You mean like invite them in?
Cookies?
No, I don't.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I don't want you to do that either. But, if you answer the door,
Capture 'em.
or as soon as you see them, give us a call right away, so then we can handle it for a quicker response.
Don't bring them in, huh?
All right, anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Supervisors, anything else?
No,
Thanks.
thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too.
All right, item K, finance report for the Village of Big Bend for culvert replacement. John.
I revised our estimate here. I added on what you guys asked for as far as everything, the benefits and whatnot, so came up with a new price here for them, so. I didn't put in there as far as anything far, you know, Jeff had asked about, you know, a liability issue or whatever. I think that's something if we, right now, he's just looking for a number. And if we have an agreement, then we'd have to put that in with that. So, I guess, my thought was just to get this forwarded to them they're trying to get some budget numbers basically too, so. You know, as far as just giving them a number right now is not anything. As far as liability issues, we can sort that out later. Cause this is not gonna happen until next year. So.
Gentlemen?
These rates, John, is this cover basically wear and tear?
Labor and equipment?
And you cover
Yeah,
that?
more than enough in there to cover what we,
And what kind of overage is in there? You have something in there?
well, I've got some hours in there that I don't think we're probably gonna be shorter than what I've got figured here. I've got it 3 days figured. I think we can do it in less than 3 days. So I'm very confident in that. So I can tell you right now, we shouldn't be over by any means. So I'm not trying to, you know, we're not trying to make
No.
money here, where it's not a business, it's just covering what I think we're gonna, be invested in it, so. And again, he's.
The way I look at it is if we had a reciprocal thing, that's okay, but we don't. They're a much smaller community. We're not gonna be able to call on them to help us with some issue. So I'm wondering if we shouldn't have a factor in there 10% or something, just to,
Well, the county gave me a bid for doing this culvert work at Oakdale. They gave me $26 an hour. They didn't add in the benefits or whatnot. They got in there strictly 5 hours for 4 guys. They just cut and dry. They gave me, it's what it's gonna cost them to come in and do it. And they're not making money on it. We're, you know, it's just,
They're probably getting a bid from the county too, aren't they?
they very well could be. I think it could be getting
So-
private bids also,
So, yeah, so they
so.
can, may not even be an issue.
Yeah.
Right, very likely, we might not even be doing it, I mean, I just, like I said, he just asked me for a number for budget reasons. You know, that's why we're here, so.
No, I'm fine with the numbers submitted.
Like I said, he's supplying all the materials, so it's just gonna be us doing the labor and the digging and removal.
And if we do.
This is for all three?
Yeah, all three are next to each other. There's not 3 separate ones, it's one hole.
Oh, it's one hole.
Yeah,
They're attached.
Yes, that's why I said it's gonna be relatively simple. We're
Missed
just
that,
digging
John. Thanks.
one section. And the one, like I said, the one has to be bigger because of the water shed.
I'll make a motion to approve the bid at $7,580 for, John to put an estimate out to Big Ben for the culvert repair, install and repair.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Discussion of fee schedule for 2018. All right, is there anything here that stands out, fellas?
I'm just trying to find the email, but did everything get updated for Jeff? Jeff's email?
Jeff,
I did, Jeff. let me
Mike?
see.
No, his
Mike.
came later, and he, asked for a few items to be removed, and then he made a recommendation on the rental, let me just grab that.
Trying to find him, Sharon, I know I got it.
Yeah, his recommendation was to remove, sand, volleyball, photography, dance, and fishing. And then his recommendation on the field reservations were 500 for, a weekend, and all day during a week, 250. That was his I did not put that in, and I didn't make, it came after the packet was done. So I'd be happy to put that in if that's the board's, because it's not ready for adoption. It's just, getting your information. Once you think it's ready to go, then we'll do the resolution and.
Has the fire department?
Yes, theirs are in there, Mr. Chairman. The fire-
Everybody else, Vince and.
Yes.
Is incorporated.
Zoning, and just so you know, we did the zoning permits based on the planner's recommendation. You did review those. If you think that's, anything you want to change, you're more than welcome to do now.
Well, Jamie seemed to be
Pretty
logical. Yeah.
right.
Do we have to specify the mileage fee for the town planner, $150 per hour and mileage? Does it say what the rate is for mileage, or?
And those will change too, because, their fees all went up. So you're right, we should state the mileage.
What is the number on the far right?
That was the recommended change.
Discussion? No. Oh, so that's a suggestion to raise single family to 350 from the 250 then?
Yes.
That's what, okay.
And then we did not, I have to put the town planner and town engineer. We also should put, if you don't mind, there's a regular town engineer, and then there's the higher level. I mean, they should know on the fee schedule that if Tom Ludwig's called in, they're gonna pay a lot more. So I'll update that if the board wants to see that. John he can never give me a price. They don't have their meeting till the beginning of the year.
John Macy?
Right. He hasn't raised it for a while though. Both has every year.
$199 an hour?
That's fine.
That 115 per town planner, that's Sean's, that's current, and that's his?
No, it's going up. Yeah, they're all going up. They sent, I missed that. He said it was part of the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did send a paperwork through on that. It's in our, in your book there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Should be in the book.
It's like 124 an hour.
Yeah.
And the plant,
$6 or something.
yeah.
No wonder we don't want John Brooks founding meetings.
So do we have those updated, Karen, on our disclaimer then, or no?
No, because they're not in effect till 2018.
Yeah.
So we have time yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should
Is
I,
there anything that really stands out in here with anybody?
I was looking for the fire department, see, we have the Vernon fee in there?
Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
that you did, 2 meetings ago, or last meeting?
Resident rate went down. I'm glad to see that.
fire department dropped, they dropped a lot of the rates downtown?
Well, just for residents. Non-residents went up.
Oh, this the old rate then?
The one to the far right,
Yeah,
Non-residents
That's the
went
new-
from 1,000 to 1,600.
it's going to 16, that's the new rate?
Resident,
Okay, all right, gotcha.
And some of the medications were adjusted based on, you know, what the fees are, because they really can't make money. So if you see an adjustment on medication, that's why they're either increased or lowered.
Mm.
Resident went up.
just the one, but that's for ALS too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, drop. Drop $600. Here. 1,600, 1,200.
Yeah, that's up $400.
All right, so moving right along there, this is up for you guys to look at, and
Do you
this will
want,
be back on the agenda again.
do you want it for discussion, or do you want a resolution prepared?
Want
look at one more time?
When, it won't be.
November 2nd, isn't
What do you
it?
guys figure you wanna get that back on there in a second, or you wanna do it later?
Basically, you need to see the parking and rec changes, and I think that's about the only thing that's gonna change.
Do you want it on for discussion one more time?
Yeah,
Okay,
have the resolution ready too.
just in case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tommy, some base rates are down. I'm not seeing that anywhere in
The what?
here. The right-hand column is the new suggested number, right?
Right.
Well, everything on the right is higher than it is on the left, so I don't
No,
see anything going
no,
down.
no.
Page 2,
You've got, BLS base rate went down $25.
BLS base rate.
Yep, the BLS's went down.
Where the heck is it?
page 2. Page 2,
Oh.
So,
I got page 2.
it's right underneath DPW.
BLS, right, oh, went down $25.
alright. So it'll be on for November
Second.
2nd,
Yeah, that one's up.
and we'll have a resolution in due
I'll have it ready.
We'll have that all up, okay. Item M, Town of Vernon newsletter.
Thank you.
Yep.
Looks like a pretty good rough draft, I would
Yeah,
say.
I liked it.
That was a nice article about Mr. Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jane sent that picture. I thought that was a really nice picture of
Yeah.
Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we,
I have to say too, Jane was very, very moved with the fact that her husband and the kid's father and grandpa and great-grandpa is gonna be on the front page of the newsletter. She was very moved.
he was due. I mean, that's,
Gave a lot of time.
yeah.
Too young.
Okay.
Any comments, gentlemen? Is there a motion?
We call this a rough draft, Karen, or what do you want to call this?
It's, well, it's, if anybody, it's approving the winter 2017 newsletter.
I move we approve the Vernon View Winter 2017 issue as proposed.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item N, resolution 2017-7 resolution authorizing preparation of a cooperative boundary plan between the town of Vernon and the village of McGuanago. That is in your packet, gentlemen.
Yep.
Good. This one, Tom.
Yep.
No, that's,
07, right?
this is, for Walters.
Yeah,
No, this is 2017-7
one's a resolution, one's a,
ordinance.
yeah, so this is the resolution that was emailed to you.
Yeah. It's more of a formality than anything, saying that we're working on it.
They'll find it.
Should I pass it on? I mean, I know it was emailed and
I guess I didn't print it.
it's just a resolution that's similar to what the Village of McGuanago did,
Right.
authorizing the staff to start working together in a collaborative effort to start the process. It's just
Yep.
putting the public on notice. And then if it's approved, I'm responsible for letting the Department of Administration, Transportation, Department of Natural Resources, Agricultural, Trade and Consumer Protection, the school districts, the county clerk.
This one, Ed, the pink one.
Yeah. Oh, heaven.
Hands are too dry.
On papers, I know.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, Madam Clerk had this in the packet and it was sent out in an
Yeah.
email for your perusal.
So you need a motion to approve this for signature and sending?
It's a motion to approve Resolution 2017, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2017-7, authorizing preparation of a cooperative boundary plan between the town of Vernon and the village of McGuanago.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Any more discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay. Oh, establish a date and time for the public hearing for the 2007 proposed town of Vernon budget and direct the town clerk to give notice to the same as required by law.
You did that.
Did that?
11-9. 11. Whatever it was.
Where did that go? Here it is. Okay. That will
Yeah,
be
9, 6 p.m.
November 9th, 2017 at 6 p.m. And then the following discussion on the tax levy will be the same night, November 9th at 6 p.m. following. So, those are done. Item Q, 2000, should that be 8? Is that a typo?
Yeah, it's a typo. It should be 18. Yep.
18. 2017-8, an ordinance to amend the town of Vernon map from A5 to B3 for the property owned by A&R Investment Realty LLC for Alan and Rick Walters. Property described as PTN North 1/4 section, T5N range 19 East, document number 4277780. Property is located at South 67, West 22175 National Avenue, within the town of Vernon municipal limits.
Now, huh?
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve the ordinance 2017-07.
08, that's a typo, I'm sorry, 08.
Wait a second. Oh, I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
the
about the
typo.
I got
budget.
the wrong one?
No,
08?
no,
Oh,
you're,
there it
no,
is.
it's,
You're right.
it's
You
7.
got the right one, Ed, it's just a typo on
No,
there.
no, it's 7. The other one was a resolution, this is an ordinance.
Yeah.
7.
You can fill in the blank?
No, it's 7. The other one was a resolution, this is an ordinance.
They both have the same number, isn't that confusing?
No, one's a resolution.
I know
One's an
one's a
ordinance, one's a
resolution, but
resolution.
people are gonna
So
get
it is
confused.
No, I have to, we have to keep them in succinct for codification.
That's fine.
I just-
We need to state more, or?
No, I have your motion.
Okay. Good. Somebody second it?
No.
Need a second.
I'll second
Thank you.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, correspondence.
Oh.
Jeff?
I just have an announcement that the Red Cross babysitting class that was scheduled for this Saturday has been moved to November 4th. And also the, sign up for co-ed volleyball is, the deadline's October 27th. That's all I have.
Sure.
The only thing I had was I had a phone call from Jay Pecca, who is a member of the Public Health and Safety Committee, wanting to be placed on the agenda, a discussion regarding the crossings, the railroad crossings, not the crossing so much, but the sidetrack back up by the Vernon Marsh. His concern is, as the railroad increases the size and quantity of railroad cars that are being transported across there, he is concerned in regard to possible checking with the railroad to find out how safe is everything being done in regard to the possibility of derailment, since we did have a derailment in the town of Vernon in 1982, according to Jay. And I told him that I would bring this to the board and that I would place it also on our agenda, Public Health and Safety, which will not meet until in November. We're not having a meeting in October since there wasn't a significant amount of business to conduct, and figure that we'll have one in November. But I just want to make the board aware that he did call in regard to this.
Okay, Ed?
I got a call from Jeff of the West Dallas Training Club. Made a request that we, in our minutes, we put some wording to the effect that the gun club presentation pointed out any kind of noise pointed out that even if we wish to create an ordinance restricting them on shooting times or any kind of noise abatement, we are prevented from doing so under 2013 Senate Bill 527. The bill states, under this bill, the sporting range is not subject to any state or local zoning conditions or rules related to noise or to non-conforming use. He wanted this so that it's in his minutes, and also it's in ours, so if this should arise again, we've got compatible minutes. So I can give you a copy of this, Karen.
Yeah.
How about I send it to you?
I'll put it under your announcements, under.
Thank you.
Can you pass that?
That's all I had. Oh, I did talk to Jim Dunn regarding the police protection, and did have to tell him that we were forced to move it to next year due to budget constraints.
Bill?
Nothing, thanks.
Correspondence reports. Any reports from the town board? No. Sheriff's we already had. Vernon Fire Department, you've seen their report was in your packet. Any comments on that? Madam Clerk?
The only thing on the agenda, I put it in your packet, is Citizens Bank quarterly report. That's all I have.
Okay. Treasurer's report, treasurer's here, no report, okay. Finance, item 11, accounts payable, dated October 19th.
He's not on the agenda.
He's not on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
Do we need John anymore? Do you want him to be excused, John, or did you have something you wanted to say?
No, the only thing I would bring up is that we, ground up the brush today, so we have the wood chips available, so, first come, first served, so we'll start delivering them, tomorrow.
Okay,
So that's it for me.
all right, then you may be excused.
Thank you.
Poison ivy free?
No guarantees.
Where's delivery, John? 5 yards approximately? Or
Yeah, 5 yards, one load.
got a lot of good maple in there.
A lot of everything in there.
All right. Finance, accounts payable, October 19th.
Did you see the new, I made those two changes. There was one check that was short 28 cents and the other check was short 40 cents, so I voided those. You see that report in front of you? I voided both of those checks and redid them, so if you want to do the APs all in one, and then there would be just then the one manual check. Supervisor Moline and Supervisor Craig called to say, hey, get that changed.
Is there a motion? Are there any corrections, or?
I move we approve batch 201-71019 in the amount of $54,302.13.
Okay.
Keep the clean copy for manual check, they just really have to file them stapled together.
But we just incorporated that in the new APs, so those 5
Yeah,
checks.
did you want to see these?
Yep, yeah, so what he did is he did all the APs as stated, and then you just would have the one manual check for the life insurance for $127.53 when you get to manual checks. Then it has all the coaches' pay and that one, the showcase in the APs.
Do you have a second?
Yep, you did.
Oh, and
Bill made it and then you seconded. I heard you, Eddie.
I did.
That was the third.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Manual checks. We just have one.
Yeah, for the $127.53 for the life insurance.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. ACH report.
I'll make a motion to approve the ACH transaction payroll in the amount of $109,619.65.
I'll second it.
All right, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. September 2017 financial report. Everybody take a look. Anybody got any comments? I think everything's in order here, we still haven't gotten our state funds yet, but they should be coming. Any comments? No? All right. Accounts receivable aging report? Any comments?
I'm looking for mine here, I read it over, but I'm getting ready to propose we create an ordinance declaring an escrow account for anyone. And some of these are ridiculous, you know.
I know.
We've gone out of our way to help some of this stuff get taken care of.
Sit here for a minute.
Well, in December, we can take a look at that and
Yeah,
see what we wanna know.
got a couple of people on here that have been on
There were
2016.
two.
Yeah.
Does Howard want us to do anything with that? That aging report?
You know what I'll do on the next board agenda? I want to give you a narrative in regards to some of these.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll
We
put
should
it,
start looking at that, and
and they're going to get their warning. They've,
Yeah.
you know, they're
that's
big warning.
exactly what I was gonna, where I was going with that. They should start, I'm sure you've been doing that, but, how we need to beef that up a little bit and tell them what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because if somebody has a conditional use permit,
Yeah.
that's one of their provisions, they'll get a letter on that. But I want to give you a narrative on this and then bring it back to you.
Okay. All right. Item 12, board minutes, October 5th.
I move we approve the October 5th, 5 o'clock PM Town Board of Supervisors minutes.
I'll second.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm gonna abstain because I was absent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Finance meeting minutes? Is there a motion?
This is the 5th, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we in the,
Finance meeting minutes.
You just did the 5th town board, now you're doing town board and
I'll make a
finance.
motion to approve the finance, meeting minutes from October 5th.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'm abstaining from that also. October 11th, town board and finance meeting. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. October 12th, town board and finance meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the Thursday, October 12th, Board of Supervisors meeting minutes.
I'll second.
The one pager.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next meeting date will be November 2nd, 2017, 6 PM. Public comments. Are there any public comments? Sure, come on up, Elaine, you wanna either talk from there or wherever you feel comfortable.
I just want you to know that I checked the agenda on the town website for the town board meeting tonight, and that was this morning, said it was at 6 o'clock, and I just checked it now since I arrived here, and it still says it's 6 o'clock.
It's not an official
It was at 6
posting.
o'clock. Town board meeting?
It's posted. The website is not an official posting. The posting is inside and outside to the media. It's a
So that
courtesy.
doesn't have to be updated.
It's a courtesy. It says right on the agenda. It's on the website as a courtesy.
Okay.
But the actual meeting did start at 6.
No, it started at
No.
4.
5?
Started
Four.
at
Closed
Oh,
session.
the closed session, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a closed session first at 4, and then we went into budget at 5, and then immediately following the budget, we started the town board. Is there something you would like to know about the agenda item that we had on there? That, what we did with that is, we all clarified, we had, the finance, which was 53, I believe, and we also had 23, and we went through that, and we went through both of them, and it pretty much, we were comfortable with what it said on how that was supposed to be followed, and we didn't think that we had to do anything to it. Meaning, any type of, rewording or anything. It states what it states, and,
All right, I just wanted to be here in case you had a question.
yeah.
No.
And so I tried to be here, but
But if you wanted to get a copy of the thing, we could get you a copy, so you could see what was discussed and what was talked about. It'd be no
no,
problem. Or you can watch it on
televised, I can
YouTube.
watch it.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Public comments, any other public comments? Any other public comments? All right, it's, next item would be a closed session, gentlemen, but I don't think we need to go into closed session. We got our marching orders from before. All right, then the next is, adjournment.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, adjourned at
I'm gonna take a couple.
6:38.
Lisa?
No, I